Hello and welcome into another edition of the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. And the Firebirds are back home at Eldridge Park after last night's 5-4 loss against the Wareham Gatemen. But hey, today is a new day and they're taking on the Cotuit Kettleers. And of course, the Firebirds wanted to get it done last night. They were unable to, but they showed a lot of resiliency in that ninth inning, putting up 2 runs. What'd you see from that resiliency and just their wanting and will to win, Ian?
Well, it's really impressive, Sammy, because Orleans didn't score a single run from the second inning to the 8th inning. The offense went cold, and to have the opportunity to still be within reach speaks to the pitching, but then the offense showed the fight in the top of the 9th inning and just was super smart. When the Orleans offense is taking pitches and had better at-bats, the runs have come. And that sounds simple, but, Jake Casey and Joe Oyama lead the inning off with walks. Those are 2 guys who have a lot of great skills. Casey, with one swing, can put any ball over the fence. Joe Oyama already had 3 hits headed into that at-bat, but both guys decided to take their time, see what was going to happen, and do what was best for the team. And they tied the game at 4 apiece, and both of them came around the score. So unfortunately, couldn't get it done in the bottom of the inning, but Orleans on the road in a tough place to play in Wareham showed that they wanted to extend that win streak so badly and came so close to doing so.
And once again, Kelly Nicholson utilized his bullpen throughout the entire game. We saw 2 new arms, Will Lynch and Ryan Reeses. What'd you see from those 2 new guys?
Well, so with Reeses, he came in the 7th inning and was really good. He came from the left side, and his curveball is really good. It's getting lefties out. He could be that new lefty guy to the bullpen that Kelly Nicholson could go to against lefty batters. Then you go to Lynch, and his debut, same thing for Reeses, he was thrown into an incredible situation, really hard in the 8th inning, pressured innings. He was down 2, kept the team in the game. Then in the 9th inning, he did have some trouble, walked a few guys, and eventually gave the game-winning hit. But he's going to bounce back. The debuts for all these guys is so stressful. You're finally on the Cape. You're finally in the best league in summer ball, and now he's just got to get a rhythm going after his college season.
And one player who's been phenomenal behind the plate is Owen Carpellotti, who struggled a little bit, though, on the plate, but now his bat is starting to get a little more hot. Last night, he had his first multi-hit game of the summer. Ian, how important is his bat to this batting order?
Oh, it's huge, especially because Owen Carpellotti doesn't just hit for average, he hits for power. He has the ability to absolutely barrel the baseball. He's done it over the last 2 seasons at Georgetown. He's been one of the best offensive catchers in the entirety of the Big East. We expected him to provide the fireworks here to Eldridge, and he's finally starting to do it on a more consistent basis. I know last night was a big coming-out party for him offensively, but now he's got a hit streak of 5. So he really has been coming along slowly and steadily. He has one of the highest exit velos on his team. He hits the ball extremely hard. I wouldn't be surprised if a few start to go out of a ballpark.
And Jonathan Gonzalez has been a very strong reliever for the Firebirds this summer, but tonight he's making his first start on the bump. He was also named to the All-Star team today, so that confidence has to be high for the Stetson Pitzer. What should we be expecting from him today?
Well, Gonzalez has pitched really good in mid-relief for the Firebirds this year in a lot of stressful innings, close games, runners on. He's gotten out of a lot of jams. Now he has to start the game. It's a little bit of a different rhythm. You have a lot of time to prepare and get ready in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings. He's not going to go long today, not going to go 4 or 5, but 3 strong innings, one time through the order of the Kettleers would be big for the Firebirds.
And speaking of the Kettleers, they have really been the hottest team all summer long in the Cape Cod League. They're on an 8-game winning streak. Ian, what makes this team so good?
Everything. And I know I say that about Cotuit a lot, but they are top in the league in both runs scored and earned run average. But if I had to point out one thing, I'd say hitting the long ball. I mean, they've got a home run in each of their last 8 games. All of those games have been wins. They have the longest win streak in the Cape League this year and the longest win streak in the Cape League period since last year. Well, they also won 8 games in a row. So, look, who really cares what you do in the middle of July? It's very impressive. The Kettleers hope they can be this good in a couple weeks from now. But right now, there's really no weakness with Mike Roberts' team.
Now let's get to the keys of the game. Dylan, you're up first.
My key against Cotuit is to score first. You want to put the pressure on them. You want to make them think again that they're not going to get to 9 straight. So score first, get on the board early for Orleans.
Ian, how about you?
I would say keep it inside the ballpark. The last 2 times these two have played, a grand slam has been hit. And you cannot allow anything remotely close to that to happen. So I'd say even if you run into a little bit of traffic, do not leave that pitch right down the middle of the zone that somebody who's really talented in this order can take deep here from Eldridge.
Well, it's definitely going to be an exciting one. We'll see if the Firebirds are able to get it done over the Kettleers. But stay tuned for a lot more content on the Scorching Start.
All right, let's go to war, boys. You guys can get out.
I'm now joined alongside Firebirds manager Kelly Nicholson. Coach, not the outcome you wanted last night, but your team showed a lot of fight in that ninth inning, putting up 2 runs. What'd you like from that group?
Yeah, exactly what you said, Sammy. We got up 2-0, then we went down 4-2, and then we rallied in the ninth. And was it the ninth or the eighth? The ninth. Yeah, we put a couple runs up in the ninth, and yeah, I think that is very typical of this group. They're gonna battle. They're gonna compete right up until the final pitch, and that's what they did last night. You know, we had Carpellotti up with men on first and second and 2 outs, and he happened to hit into a double play, and that happens, and that's baseball. Doggone it. And then we had Will Lynch out there for the bottom of the ninth. He had a good 8th inning, making his Cape League debut, and he was a pitch away from getting out of that thing. And you know, tip your cap to the Bozer kid. Got a base hit, and they beat us. And the nice thing about it is we get to play again today, and so back at it today.
There you go, back at it today, and we've had to say goodbye to a few pitchers, Daniel Vitia, Riley Fry, but you added a bunch of tall guys to your pitching staff, and 2 of them, like you noted, made their debut last night. What'd you see from those 2 arms?
Yeah, I like the way Will Lynch threw the ball. He can't throw the ball straight, right? It's a lot of sink and a kind of a sweeper and a good changeup, and he's going to be just fine. And then Reese is new, but he's old because he was here last summer, and he did a nice job. He came in and struck out a couple. So it was great to see from Reese. And then we added Colton Sunloff today, and we have Curran Jacobs, and then we have another kid coming in on the 21st. So, you know, I think where a lot of teams are kind of looking for pitching, we've got 17 good arms, and that should, hopefully that's gonna maintain us down the stretch for at least a couple more weeks and into the playoffs, hopefully. So I like where we're at right now. I really do. I really like where we're at.
And that pitching dominance definitely continues here in Orleans year after year. Another dominant pitcher, Jonathan Gonzalez. He's come in as a reliever for the entire summer, but today he's making his first start on the bump. What should we be expecting from this pitcher?
I think you're going to see the same type of pitcher Gonzo is, whether he's out of the pen or whether he starts. He started at Stetson, so it's not going to be anything new to him. You know, with guys that we've lost, you know, Avitia, we needed guys to step up, and he's an all-star. You know, I told Jim and I had a little discussion. We want to get our best guys in that in the starting role, and we thought that Gonzo and DC were 2 of those guys, and that's why they're starting tonight, and Clarkie's starting tomorrow.
It's incredible that both of those guys, as well as the other 4, made it onto the All-Star team. But let's talk about tonight. It's Cotuit. They're on an 8-game winning streak. What makes the Kettleers so talented?
Here's what makes them good. They're really well coached. Mike Roberts does a great job. He's been up here for a long time. They've won Cape League titles. He's experienced. He's wise. An infinite amount of knowledge in that dugout. He's hard to manage against. You really have to pay attention when you play Cotuit. They run the bases well. They play good defense. They control the strike zone both offensively and defensively, and they have done those 4 things well all summer long. And I told Mike, I said, I'm not going to call you skipper anymore. I'm going to call you the conductor, because your train is rolling, and we're going to try to knock it off the tracks today, I told him. So hopefully we can do that. You know, if we do those things better than them, then we're going to beat them. If they do those 4 things better than us, then they're going to beat us. So that's the beauty of baseball. So I'm looking forward to 6:30 and first pitch.
There you go. It should be an exciting one. Thank you so much. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you, Sam.
Hey, set the tone, boys.
I'm now joined alongside Pepperdine's Justin Rubin. Justin, about 2 weeks into your time here in Orleans, how have you been enjoying it so far?
It's been nothing short of amazing. You know, I see why people come up here to spend their summers, and it's a blessing that I could do that and play a little bit of baseball. So.
This is such a super tight-knit group, so how has it been really getting to know all of your teammates?
It's been great. Everyone's kind of welcomed me with open arms. It's a fun group of guys to hang out with and play with, and love the team, love the guys.
And coming into the season, you were known as the defensive guy, but you have been killing it at the plate. You have 5 runs, 11 hits already in only 8 games. What's been working well for you at that at-bat?
Just kind of trusting the training, what I've done all my life. You know, it's been I've been real fortunate to work with our guy Jay Money, who does a lot on the mental side of the game. After this interview, I'll probably do some of that, get locked in, and then, you know, just let instinct take over and do my thing.
And this league is known for having some of the best pitchers in the country, so do you think that's also pushing you to get to that next level?
Of course, definitely makes it more fun. Like, it definitely kind of kicks your competitive edge into hyper gear a little bit, I would say. And, you know, the game speeds up, so it's all about slowing it down, and I think I've been doing a good job of that.
We have to talk about the defensive side of the game because you've also been very strong at that too at shortstop. Is there any keys that you have found to be successful as of late?
Nope, just being free and easy. I get my work in before the game. I try to do every play that I could possibly get in the game beforehand, and then it just becomes second nature.
And we have about 3 weeks left of the season. Is there anything in particular that you want to accomplish?
I want to get a ring, bring it back. I know it's been a little bit. I'm excited to go to Pepperdine, but I want to go there with some hardware first. So.
There we go. Well, good luck tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.